Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach and I am on a massive weight loss journey to lose over 300 pounds. And if you want to follow along with my journey, make sure you hit that follow, the like, the sub button, and follow me on this journey. All right, so I just completed my first 28 days or my first 4 weeks on a GLP-1 tirzepatide, the 2.5 milligram Zepbound KwikPen. I have also been doing OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. I have also done no caffeine. I have only been drinking water, no tea, no coffee, nothing like that. It's only been water. Which some people don't agree with, but it's how I want to do my journey. So like I said, I should also start out by saying I am not a doctor. I am not a physician. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not anything like that. I am just a normal 41-year-old single guy trying to figure out how to get my life back on track. So which is going to bring us into our results. That's what everybody's probably here for. The results are crazy. So if you think I'm clickbaiting you through my thumbnail, here are my results for the first 4 weeks of this journey so far. So back on June 19th, 2026, I jumped on the scale and I started this journey and I was at 525.2 pounds. Last week, I weighed in at 498.8 pounds. And then this week, just this morning, I currently weigh 482.4 pounds, which is a total loss of last week of 7.4 pounds and a total loss for my first 28 days or 4 weeks of 42.8 pounds. Mind blowing. I cannot believe this number. It is crazy. It's really crazy to comprehend. I wasn't expecting to lose 50 pounds until the 3rd month. And I am on track to lose that by the 5th week. And I'm not saying I'm going to lose 7 pounds next week, but I am on track to do so if I play my cards right. So an astonishing number. Like I said, for 28 days, my first 28 days, losing 42.8 pounds is absolutely insane. I can't believe the results so far. It's been so great. And I do have to give credit where credit is due. I was probably one of the most skeptical people wanting to do a GLP-1, just because I was very nervous about it. I didn't believe the hype, but I am a believer now. And the only thing that I wanted it for was the biggest thing I was skeptical of was, oh, it just turns off your ability to think about food. It turns off that food noise. And this is the first time I've ever heard it referred to as food noise, but it's exactly what it sounds like. My brain, for 28 days, I have not thought about food at all. Even though towards the end of the weeks, like Wednesdays and Thursdays, I do start feeling hungry in my stomach. So you can kind of tell that the medication is wearing off. But my brain does not actively tell me to go search for food, and which has been a game changer. I don't think about food at all. I don't get cravings or anything like that anymore. It's absolutely insane what this medication actually does. I mean, you still have to put in the legwork. You still have to eat. I mean, assuming you still have to eat right. Like I said, I've been following a completely different path where I've been doing OMAD and no caffeine. So I've kind of went on to like an extreme area, I guess. But it's crazy because the only thing I need this medication for is to turn that off, and that's great. If you've seen any of my other videos or anything like that, you'll know that I have lost 173 pounds in the past. 10 years ago, I lost 173 pounds, and then I ended up gaining 290 pounds back over the course of a couple of years, and I've never been able to get back to that point. So this is completely turning everything around. It's helping me stay on track on everything that I want to do, and it's absolutely a fantastic journey so far. So with that, we're going to go ahead and talk about my diet so far. Like I said, I am doing OMAD and no caffeine, along with the GLP-1 tirzepatide of Zepbound. And I take my shots every Friday. So I do exactly what I have been doing. I take my shot every Friday. I do everything on camera and everything like that. And then typically the next 3 days after I take the shot, I treat myself a little bit more. I usually eat a little bit bigger of a meal than what I do throughout the week, just because I'm off work, and during the week it's just easier to just throw everything in a wrap and call it a day. But this last week, over the weekend, I decided to go a little bit different route. I started cooking a little bit more. I have not eaten out at all. I've not had DoorDash or anything like that in 28 days. So it's kind of crazy that I haven't done that either. But last weekend I had shrimp. I air fried some shrimp, and I put that in the air fryer. And then I also cut up some zucchini and squash and put some, olive oil and some, seasonings and stuff on it. And I threw it in the air fryer and roasted it. And it has been so good. It's been so good. The other thing I've been eating, I'm still on these grunes. And like I said, if you're going to get these grunes, or if you've had grunes before and you didn't like them, make sure you try to get the sugar-free ones, because I will preach this from the rafters that the sugar-free ones are superior to the sugar ones. The sugar ones, they were really hard to eat. They did not taste great, but the sugar-free ones, they actually go down very well. They're really good. I actually am enjoying them a lot, and I will continue to eat them. The other thing I've also been doing to try to get some more protein is I've also been doing these Oikos Pro 23 gram of protein, like smoothie shot things. These are pretty good. So I've been doing these every day as well, just to get that extra protein in. So and then other than that, like I said, it's just water. So I got my favorite water. Core, shout out, give me a sponsor. I love you guys. But that's basically it. And then during the regular week, I decided to ditch the wraps, and I just went chicken, just the raw chicken breast basically, and I just threw that in the air fryer like normal. And I decided to keep doing the zucchini and squash because it has been one of my favorite dishes so far. I love zucchini and squash roasted, and I incorporated it basically the rest of the week, and it has been so good. It's been such a good meal all week. The one thing that I found out a little bit later is I might have been putting too much olive oil in these. I didn't realize how many calories and like how much fat that olive oil had. So I think I was using too much at the beginning, because midway through the week I had realized that I jumped on the scale like midway through the week, and I realized that I hadn't lost any weight, which was confusing, but I had actually gained a pound or two throughout the week. And I'm just like, how? I'm eating vegetables, I'm not eating any junk. So then I threw it in my calorie calculator, and then I realized, oh wow, I'm doing like 2,100 calories. I'm eating way more fat than what I should be. So I decided to kind of cut down on the olive oil a little bit more and just barely glaze it basically. So that was just, something I had to do. But again, everything fell off towards the last couple of days. The last couple of days is really when I started seeing the scale go back down. So, I might have had a little bit of water weight, and everything like that. But yeah, it's, like I said, it's crazy, the progress that I've had so far, just by what I'm eating and everything like that. Let's go ahead and talk about side effects. I didn't have any this week. I had 0 side effects all week. Like I said, the only side effects I had is I actually gained weight, which, like I said, that's probably due to my own design for some reason. Like I said, I probably retained water eating the shrimp and stuff like that. Maybe it was just too much sodium or something, I don't know. But eventually the water weight dropped off, and I had my big weight loss for the week, and nothing like that. The thing that I am concerned about moving forward is I'm not going to be on the 2.5 milligram anymore. I am actually moving up to the 5 milligram dose of Zepbound. And that's just because I'm hoping it kind of curbs that hunger towards the end of the week, having a little bit more medication in me. Hopefully it curbs that hunger that my stomach is feeling toward like Wednesday and Thursday a little bit more. So I'm hoping to coast on the 5 milligram for a few months, maybe until the end of the year. I'm hoping it doesn't wear off, because what I've heard is I don't want to titrate up too quickly, and that is the fear. I am going to be on this journey for a while, and I don't want to max out and basically have the medication stop working for me. So I still want step ups to go, and towards the last couple of months of my journey, I'm hoping, then I'm finally at the 15, but I'm hoping to stick on the 5 milligram the rest of the year, at least, as long as it stays working. So here's hoping. And the only reason I'm worried about this is because I've heard that when people do move up from the 2.5 to the 5, that's when they really start seeing the side effects. And like I said, I haven't really had any side effects yet. So this is the concern, just from what I've heard. So I am kind of nervous about this week. And I'm gonna have to really kind of watch what I do, because I don't want any side effects more than what the little that I've had. Like I said, the only side effects that I've had is I had like some diarrhea one day and some acid reflux towards the beginning, but it was probably all my own design. It was probably my own fault, just because of what I might have been eating. So with that, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and start taking this shot now. So like I said, it's still sealed up. I haven't done anything with it, so we're just gonna open it up here and see what we got. So, and here we go. It's the same basic stuff. It is the 5 milligram, as you can see. And like I said, it is the KwikPen. So it's got all the medication, and you can see the plunger inside and everything like that. So, yeah, all that looks normal and everything like that. So got the cap off, and the next thing that we'll do here is, let me see, I got these little wipes. So one wipe is for the pen to clean off the little plunger at the top, and then the other one is to clean the injection area. So I have been tracking my injections with, actually, Lose It, my calorie counter has a way to track the shots, the GLP-1 shots now, which is really cool. I'm also kind of using another app called like Shotzi that I've heard a lot of people use, but my calorie counter actually has a GLP-1 tracker in it, so it tracks everything for me, which is pretty cool. So basically what we do is we just take this little pad, and I did wash my hands beforehand, so I don't have to worry anything about that. And then there's this little red plunger towards the end. So all we got to do is we just got to clean this little area, make sure it's nice and clean with this, this alcohol wrap. Get in there and make sure everything is nice and clean. All right, and then I'm actually going to go ahead, and then you have this little cap here, and all it has is just this little peel away tab, and all you do is you just take the tab off, and then it exposes the needle. I don't know if you can see it or not, but then all we do is we just take this and we put them together, and then we screw it on a little bit. So nice and snug on there. You don't have to tighten it down too crazy. And then all you got to do is take the cap off, and there is still a protective barrier around the needle, so it's still there. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do my injection site here. So I am doing the top right area of my stomach, and again, all I'm doing, like I said, I'm not doing all this on camera this week because Instagram actually took down my video for a day for whatever reason, and I had to appeal it. So whatever. So I'm not gonna take it on camera, but I'm still taking it on camera, right? So I'm just cleaning the injection site a little bit, making sure everything is nice and clean. Like I said, I know exactly where I'm taking it. And then all we're gonna do is, for the KwikPens, you have to prime it. So I'm taking the needle off, and you can I don't know if you can see it, but there's already a little bit of stuff coming out of it. So that's cool. But anyway, you're supposed to prime it up a little bit. So make sure there's no air. And then you do 2 clicks until it hits the first line. And then all you do is you plunge it to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. And there's probably going to be some liquid coming out of it. Yep. And then So that's all primed and ready to go. And then all we do is we take the pin and we click it all the way out. And I think there's like 30 clicks. And then you take it all the way out to the 1. So it's all primed. All you gotta do is push this plunger in and it will inject the medication. So, and I don't know if you can see it on there, but there is definitely some medication already dripping out. So it's ready to go. So now all I'm gonna do is inject it and plunge it. and my my stand died, so I gotta move it. All right, so we're back. We're getting ready to inject it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start injecting it. So it's right here. It's in, and then I just plunge it in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry about that. All right. Sorry about that. You weren't able to see me take the shot. My gimbal died. So anyway, as you can see here, it is done. I took it. It's technical difficulties on the fly doing it live, and I can't untake the shot. So like I said, we're doing it live, I guess. So anyway, as you can see, it's all the way back down to 0, and all we got to do now is we're going to cap this again, and we're just going to unscrew it, and then you just dispose of this properly. And then all you gotta do is put this back on and throw this back in the fridge until next Friday. And I'm just gonna double check, make sure I'm not bleeding or anything. Nope, well, it looks all good. So luckily my technical issues happened towards the end of the video. Sorry in advance, I didn't think it was going to die on me, but whatever. So anyway, the next thing that we're gonna do is basically the outro. So like I said, I am trying to grow the channel. I was doing a series where I was checking in every day, and I was doing like a daily short every day. I'm probably not going to continue that. So I probably will still do some videos every once in a while, but it's not going to be doing it every day. It did cause more stress to try to get a video out every day than probably what it was worth. But like I said, I am trying to grow the channel. I did hit over 100 followers on Facebook, so thank you guys over on Facebook. I am growing on Instagram a little bit, and I am nearing 100 subs on YouTube. So like I said, I am still a very small channel, but my journey is a good one. It is going to be a great one, and so far the results speak for themselves. I am determined to lose this weight this time around. I'm using tools to help me get to that point. And like I said, I've met some pretty cool people along the way so far. So with all of that, like I said, if you guys can, hit the follow, the sub, and everything like that, it would tremendously help me out a lot, because I want to get my story out there. And like I said, I want to help other people who might be on the fence about taking GLP-1s, and just showing them, my results as a very obese person. So with that, I will see you guys next week. Like I said, I might be throwing up another video here next week or so, just to kind of document my first 28 days. But with that, I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.